think now it's working. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are about to start in 2 minutes. We're still waiting for some people to join us. Thank you very much for coming. It's a very new and experimental format for Bridgio to host this kind of events, because the majority of people who attend our events are men. And I would like to introduce you, actually, ironically, the host of our today's event, Leonid. But because of the fact that I have problems with my voice, maybe I will further on take the floor. But for now, I would like to introduce you our CEO, very important person at Bridgio, our partner, the person who is actually doing all about our acceleration program, who is moving and heading all our startups to success. Leonid Gassam, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you. It was also unexpected for me that I will stay here today in front of you. Nevertheless, the show must go on, so I think we can start a little bit. Thanks to Polina for this intro, and thanks to all of you that you find your time to join to us today. I just want to say a couple of words how we come to this topic and why we think that this agenda, this topic should be explored in the future. Everything starts from evaluation, what is going on with pipeline of projects in our accelerator. We evaluate recently that there are the numbers of projects, hardware projects led by females are increased and constantly increasing, and we were happy with these things, and we decided to evaluate what is the reason why it is happening, because the hardware topic is quite conservative. I mean, hardware entrepreneurship is quite conservative story, but we see the positive changes. So today is point of this event, of this meeting, is trying to sit all together and describe different points, different corners of hardware business which might be led by female founders. So we are expect that this event would not be very official. It's more about, a lot of about networking and internal discussions. And taking into consideration all of this, let's start. Thank you. And of course, before we move further, I have to add that without support of our friends and partners and sponsors, this event would not be possible. So I want to say and say many thanks to our partner and friend for many events. It's Softeq. Softeq representative is here. Yes, hello. Today we also got support from Go Vilnius and IEEE Lithuanian sector as well, so please applause to them. Without their support, as I told you, we will not be here, and I think we can move further. And just to say a few words about the hardware business from perspective of Bridgio, how it's work. I will start with very brief presentation, the idea of our accelerator and what we are doing inside. It will not take a lot of time. So our mission is very simple. We are trying to build technological bridge for engineers to the business and help them to find their product idea and validate this idea. We are something as usual going with clicker. Never works. Nothing happened. All is fine. This is the idea where in what direction we are growing as a Lithuanian accelerator. First of all, of course, we are constantly working on our main product acceleration program aimed to help male or female engineers and entrepreneurs to build and validate their product ideas. We are working on setting up our own R&D pre-seed venture fund in order to support the best ideas financially. We spend a lot of resources to develop hardware ecosystem, like an open community for entrepreneurs where they can find support for their ideas, for their projects, and this eventing activity is a part of their sources for supporting this community. So for us, this point is very important, as well as the last but not the least constant work with enterprise, with corporate sector in order to work and build together corporate innovations. Let's move further. Yeah, this is what I already told you about the idea, the mission and value of hardware ecosystem at the right place, when you can find co-founder, where you can find team member, where you can find first customer, as well as first early stage investor. So you please join to us on LinkedIn and Facebook groups and in Telegram chats. So let's connect together. And moving further, yeah, this is the, let's say, industry focus of our accelerator, where we are looking for new projects and source of technologies which we operate on. Because first of all, we are engineers, we have engineering background, and these knowledges we are trying to share and help engineering teams, startups, not only with business, but with product development itself. Just a few words that the idea of our acceleration program is divided on two parts: business support and product development support. And product development, we can help with consulting and manual or working on prototyping, as well as hardware and software part. And when we are speaking about business parts, we are concentrating on first sales and fundraising issues. This is part of our partner and Bacon, who supported our content of our acceleration program. And this is what I want to share with you, one of our new initiative here in Vilnius, what we are doing along with our partners with Vilnius Tech. We are working on a specific program, which we are calling, how we calling this? Just a moment. Someone is, it's not done by me. Palina, maybe? She gave me a signal. The idea about this program, like Equity for Educational program, designed to help students and young entrepreneurs to realize their commercial potential. We are working on opening this Accelerator Academy along together with our good friends and partners, Link Fabricas. And the idea is that you, as a young entrepreneur, can come there and get access from one side to mentors network, from another side to necessary infrastructure, which you can to use in order to build your physical products and test it. So I think I can give a word to the content of our program, which we are planning to launch. I think it's a good time to give a word to my friend and representatives of Link Fabricas, Lina Pichuri, who can share the information, the story about how they support this program and what kind of facilities and what kind of help you can find in Link Fabricas. So don't waste your time, come tomorrow morning. I'm joking. Lina, please. Your applause. It's always happened like this. Yeah.
Here. So, hello. Welcome to our Bridgio first event. Thank you for organizing it. It is really important we talked with our colleague Dovilė that it's so important for women to participate in engineering and to choose the career here. We, Link Fabricas, are part of Vilnius Gediminas Technical University, and we're a hub, a space for the startups, for the engineers to implement their ideas. So we're a team of 10 people, and of course university staff and mentors were consultants there. Linkmenų Fabrikas itself is a creative space located in Linkmenų Street in almost Vilnius city center, and we somebody is it's too fast. She wants me to be very quick, asked me to be quick, so but still I want to do some introduction. So we have quite a lot of labs there. We have prototyping labs and we have also media labs. So I'm not talking much here about media labs, but I want to mention that we have also photo studio, audio studio. If you want to promote your work, you can use our premises and mentors as well. So what we do, of course, we are part of the university, so at first we work with students and their ideas, but we also work with business and the startups. Here are a few of our projects implemented so far, like for example the portal project, which is located next to the railway station, quite a big and complex project, but also smaller projects, both hardware and also media projects. Here you see our building and our famous hangar. I encourage you to follow our social media accounts to see how many events we have there, like the hackathons with Bridgio and other nice events there. So what we have there, we have 3D printing. It's off. So we have 3D.
That we are from hardware, yes.
3D printing workshop with 3D printers and an expert working there. Which? Next slide. Okay, so we have electronics workshop with the soldering stations, oscillograph, air soldering station, and all the components you need for your projects. Next slide. Then we have a garage. It's a garage because all the startups, most famous startups, are born in the garage. But actually the most important equipment there is a laser cutter. I don't know if we had a project that we didn't use the laser cutter. So yeah, next slide. We also have wood workshop with the CNC milling machine, drills, and other tools, all you need to work with wood. And of course our team helping there. Next slide. We have also metal workshop with the welding and all other tools for the hard work with metal. And also painting workshop to finish your product and to complete the design of it. Here are our contacts and our team. So I encourage you to come to us if you need any support to implement your hardware prototype. Thank you.
Thank you. So don't waste your time. Tomorrow morning, let's meet at 9 a.m. at Linkmenų Fabriką. Okay, we have to move further, and I want to invite also our friends who constantly support us, Softeq company, and specifically representative officer from Softeq, Svetlana. Svetlana, please. I don't know whether you have a presentation or not, but if yes, it might be a journey.
I have for sure, and I will ask these wonderful guys to help me because I don't felt in love with this clicker. I haven't. So welcome girls, boys. I'm so glad to see you all here. I feel that we are quite an international community. And Polina, next time I suggest to order some Prosecco or champagne, you know, because I feel that we have some, you know, birthday party that are like up to 40 people and we can have more fun. So I'm honored to be here, and my pleasure is to be partner of Bridgio once again. And I will just make a short introduction of Softeq and probably we'll come to some interesting idea altogether. So we are Softeq and we're an international company. Please go next slide. And just briefly, we are already 26 years old, operating in 90 countries in the world, and we have 2 development hubs in Lithuania and Mexico. And headquarters is in the United States. And I'm sure that you've used some products which we helped to develop because we are outsourcing company. And we worked with the world-known giants such as Intel, Lenovo, AMD, I don't know, Microsoft, General Electric, and so on. And we helped to create some quite fancy stuff: smart dog collars, smart baby bassinets, blasters, some devices, sensors for sports, automotive solutions, and many, many others. And let's talk about women, yeah? Today I found out that in general at Softeq we have around 30% of women, but in our hardware department there's only 1 girl of 9 people, you know, so if you want to join us, you're welcome anytime, because we would like to have more. Let's go further. And we're not competing today with Bridgio, because I want to mention that in the United States we have our own venture studio and venture fund, and we support women, and 12 of 64 startups that we onboarded for the last 2 years were founded by women. We encourage you or your friends from the United States, if you have them, to invite female founders to join our studio as well. Let's go further. In Houston, to support women community, we're sponsor of a monthly event, next slide, which is called Female Founders and Finders. It happens monthly to encourage energetic women to come collaborate and generate some ideas together. And we asked girls, female founders, to record a video for you, for founders, or probably some active girls. So next video is for you, and before the video, I would like to remind all of you today that you have the power to make your life better, to encourage other people, and to make this world a better place to live. That's it, so welcome to the, to the screen. Attention. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stana. So, message?
I think being early on in our career still of being female entrepreneurs and founders, one thing that's really been something that's helped us is knowing that we have a seat at the table. Our opinions and our ideas are valuable and deserve to be heard. And I think Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank said it best, where he said 70% of the companies that actually give him a return are female founded. And so don't invest in female founders because it's philanthropic or it's the right thing to do. Do it because it's good business.
I was just to kind of add on to what you were saying, which was amazing, and I love the sentiment behind that. Do it because it's good business, not because it looks good to your shareholders for having that box checked. But I was gonna say, believe in yourself, trust your intuition. I think as women, that is something that can be celebrated, that we have an intuition that's powerful, and to not let other people or noise dismiss that feeling. And if you know that what you're doing it makes sense to you and you believe in it, then go for it.
And surround yourself with positive, supporting people. I think we wouldn't be where we are today if we didn't have each other. And this
Absolutely.
is my partner in crime, my work wife,
Yep.
my co-founder, but we lean on each other and support each other and have built a business where we uplift other women and men and get to do this on a global scale.
Yes, unfortunately, we were not able to connect them online or live, but they make a pre-record. So happy to, at least in this way, to join to our event today. So again, applies to Softeq. Finally, we are coming to our main part of our event, and we're gonna start from the part dedicated to reporting what is going on in this industry. And the first speaker, who I'm like to invite to the floor, is Dovilė Kurpytė-Lipnickė. She's engineer and informatics and electronics engineer, entrepreneur, and lecturer at Vilnius Tech. She's ready to share some insights how this female community is supported in academia. Dovilė, the floor is yours, please. Again, clicker is here, but
all right. And please go to the first slide. So while we have getting ready this, I want to first of all greet you here. I'm so happy to be here. And actually, I'm first time ever in my life with okay, before I will say that. Who is woman in hardware? Can you please raise your hands? All right. Now, women who are interested in hardware, can you please raise your hand? All right, thank you. So now I can tell that I'm first time ever in the room with so many women interested in hardware. This is for sure. And what I want to share today is some small stories from my personal life. I want to share also some statistics, just short one, and also to challenge you a bit with some of the ideas which I heard and why actually I started the whole topic in women in hardware. All right, so maybe we should do the double click on the black part and yeah, and now the, all right, thank you so much. So here I also represent IEEE Women in Engineering part, which is a huge international organization all around the world. And any of you can join that. And actually we can create some new initiatives here in Lithuania or with collaboration with other countries. So there is like lots of potential, lots of. And just some small facts about how the story began. I loved math and computer science at my high school, and I thought, all right, so I want to start my journey, like I want to start studying, but I'm not sure where. So I love mathematics, I love computer science, there are also lots of other things that I'm curious about, and I'm thinking like, but I don't want to apply only math, like I don't want to work only with formulas, like only theory. Then I thought, okay, but only programming language, I think it's not the best case, you know, maybe that will not be so interesting. This is what I thought. And then I was trying to find and analyze all the universities at Vilnius which had some potential in math and computer science application, like to have practical part. And then I found electronics engineer. And then I thought, like so many interesting things, like in my family, there was no one like engineer, electronic engineer, and I was like, okay, that should be so interesting, because I was going through all the subjects and it was like, oh, so interesting, oh, I want to join this and this and that, and I was like so passionate about. And when I first time came into my university, into my faculty, I was like, I was speechless. There was only men, like literally. They were like dressed with Navy, they were dressed like aviation, like pilots, dressed in all kind of uniforms, no female. And I was like, where am I? Like, I didn't know about this. I didn't read any statistics about that this can happen. And I was like, okay, so my first class, and I'm going, and my group mates, oh man, I was the only female. And then I learned, okay, we have an interesting situation going on in here in electronics. And only at that point when I started my studies, I learned about that. And later on, I was like, I would say I was treated a bit differently. At the very beginning, for example, lab defense. My colleague, group mate, is going there, and he is asked about the PCB, printed circuit board, about electronics, about components, and he is asked like how this works. He did not answer, and then the lecturer said, okay, next. And then the next group mate came, he didn't answer the question, then the professor said, okay, next. I was the fifth one, and I was like, okay, like it's so difficult, okay. And when I came there, I sat down and the professor asked me, why this component is in this color? I was like, okay, this is the game that you want to play? And I took it seriously, I took it personally, and what I did, I actually answered all the previous questions. I said, you know, the board works like this and that, and we choose this and this component, this is the characteristic, that's why we have this kind of signal, and most probably just to pay attention to this component, this is this color. Really? And whenever I felt like these kind of things, like, okay, women in engineering, like, really? I was like, yes, really. And I was going there and I was like proving my points, and sometimes I called it like fighting. I was like fighting with knowledge that yes, this can happen. And this is like why should you should judge me like, you know, according to the gender or something. I thought that it's not fair. And time to time, I started to go and participate more in IEEE, in Women in Engineering, in all these societies, and actually to spread the world and to talk about like what it is really engineering and why everyone can choose. And at the very beginning, I was like going, yes, women go to engineer. But now the main message is that everyone, no matter what they are, in what gender, in which age, in which nationality or religion, they can choose and do whatever they want, what they dream of. And I believe like these kind of communities, these kind of meetings can help to boost that, to support one another whenever you know you want to do that. So now we can go a bit more to the statistics, and the statistics is my faculty, 96% men, so 4% women, rarely meeting another one. So that's why I'm so happy here. Like the percentage is vice versa. But about my colleagues, they are incredible. Like at the very beginning, it was awkward. I can tell you really. There was always open doors because you know the female and male cannot be in one room with closed doors. This was that kind of part. But now we are all good, now we are discussing all the things, and everything is nice. So I think like the transition was like, I would say 2-3 years, and after that we learned that, okay, we are professional and everything is here is okay. And female and male can be in one room with closed door and all is good. So that was also an interesting experience. And before the slide, there was, because I see that I have a helper, so the statistics was in Lithuania that like we have pretty good percentage, 49 in R&D. Why I'm not sharing electronic engineer? 4%, right? The sector. Oh, go to the bigger part, R&D, research and development. Then in Lithuania, 49. In another slide, you can see Europe, 33, while in math we have 17, in physics we have 18. The next, in the world, 28%, only 3% women won a Nobel Prize. And now, before starting a short video, imagine that now she's like, Madhi Sharma, she is like a bit controversial in this speech, just to show what actually is the statistics. And she is suggesting another way of maybe running the world. So can we please hear that?
You won't be laughing in a minute. So, in certain circumstances, women will be given the right to carry out selective abortions based on gender. They will have the right to terminate the male fetus. Male infanticide can be carried out where a woman considers that she has sufficient sons and no longer wishes to maintain anymore. Boys will be educated to the age of 12 and thereafter be put into marriage, domestic service, or accepting that women are more competent and have greater value than men. Men will be paid at least 20% less. They will receive pensions of at least 30% less, if at all. Less than 2% of CEOs will be able to be men. Less than 15% of non-executive board directors. In all cases, women will choose the most suitable candidate from their network of friends and family. We have to make sure that men feel included, and legislation is created to protect them. But by ensuring that we have less than 25% men in the decision-making process, we can ensure that none of this legislation is implemented. The control of men must be restricted. No land rights, no inheritance rights. There will be no need for women to carry their husband's surname, nor for women to be faithful. However, in certain countries, adulterous men will be stoned to death or judged by a solely female court of law. Women will not be encouraged to beat their husbands in order to control them. However, if they do, few prosecutions will take place. Religion must be managed by women, because as for sure, God was a woman, because women are the only creators of life. My recommendations can go on, but I can see you're already shocked. You are ready to burn me at the stake like all women who have dared to speak out against the injustice of men in the past. But now I ask you, walk through my words and replace the word male with female, the word man with woman, and the word boy with girl. And this is the reality that the majority of women live in today on this planet, to a greater or lesser extent.
Some statistics, right? So when we were like listening her at the very beginning, it was like, no way, like it would be rude to treat men like that, right? But this is yet the statistic. That's why I believe it's also important to have these communities and to have support. And also there are like so many men who supports, and actually they help to include and to prepare great parts and initiatives. And that's why also participating in many initiatives. And one is Women Go Tech, and here we will hear today also the presentation about, which will be so nice that women, no matter their age, they can change their career into IT. Also, empowering girls for the future job. Raise Your Hand is the initiative to go women from IT and to share success stories from IT and from business, to share success stories in the school, in high school, to share that, you know, everything is possible, and here, like, we can talk about that. Also, I am remarkable, the program by Google, and actually in even these venues, we can have these kind of meetings where we support one another and we talk about how can I be proud of my great qualities. Because usually, I don't know, at least in Lithuania, I didn't learn that. And for a long period of time, I was saying, no, like, I have 4 diplomas, it's nothing. I have like 15 qualifications, it's nothing, like, it's not good enough. So to have all these kind of passion and understanding that, you know, this is something and you can be proud of, or how to be proud of, it's also very important. So I want to invite you also for discussion later on, and I believe really that all of us here, we can discuss, find some new initiatives, empower one another, encourage one another, and support one another. And then everyone can reach their dream. Thank you so much.
Many thanks. If we have any questions to Dovilė, you please take your chance, ask either now, either within the break. And we have to move further. And the next speaker came to us from Latvia, from Riga, Lina. Lina is a co-creator and board member of Riga Tech Girls community, boosting and supporting entering women in IT. Lina, the floor is yours. Please support.
Okay, thank you. I have to admit that was quite an emotional speech. I'm still in that presentation in my mind. So hopefully I'll try to restructure my brain and get to my presentation. Yeah, hello. I'm a part of Riga Tech Girls, and I just wanted to share the numbers that we usually share and kind of explain what we do and how we started and what's the purpose of our organization, and also share some insights on the work that we've done throughout the years with the programs that we run with women and trying to bring more women in technology, and why we do it and what's the success of it and what we've noticed throughout the years with us. All right, can we go to the first slide? So Riga Tech Girls, as you might kind of assume from the name, we're in a community, an inclusive community that is geared towards supporting and encouraging diversity across the tech and engineering fields. We started focusing on technology and the field of IT, but we've gone more towards science and engineering throughout the years, realizing how little numbers, and as Dovilė mentioned, we have the same numbers. It's very, very few women across the STEM fields, and it gets worse the more it goes into engineering, actually, as we know. So we believe that tech is for everyone, and by creating and running inclusive digital skills, education programs, workshops, mentoring, and inspiration events, such as these as well, we develop the digital skills of the society in Latvia and support more diverse people joining the tech workforce. And I wanted to kind of talk about inclusion and diversity because these are big fields that we kind of try to talk about within our organization quite a lot, and focus not solely on women and try to define what is inclusion and diversity for us and how can we work towards it. So supporting and embracing diversity in a way that clearly shows all individuals are valued, recognized and accepted for who they truly are. The same as the previous people before me mentioned, it's giving opportunities for everyone equally, not bringing someone forward more and someone else less. Can we go to the next slide? And the same as going into diversity. So it's not just a number. There's a couple of self-explanatory things and points that we bring forward. So it brings diversity, brings a broader pool of talent. It brings more multiple perspectives across companies, across organizations, across university and the academia. Employee retention, obviously, it's proven to be a better situation and better field for employees. Knowing customer needs, obviously we're a diverse set of people out there, so it means that if we're building products for everyone, the company should represent people who also represent the people who are buying the products. And obviously brand reputation for the company as well. Could we go to the next slide? Thanks. So how diversity and inclusion empowers companies. This is what we bring forward to the companies that we work with quite a lot. Could we go to the next slide? And we've done, I've brought in here research that has been done by McKinsey, and this is one of the biggest ones that they've gathered the research that they've done throughout the last couple of years, and they've done 3 reports regarding diversity. And one of the big cases is about how does actually diversity and inclusion bring better situation for the companies. So it does bring higher profitability. So companies that are on the top of gender inclusion and diversity have proven to be have a financial outperformance in comparison to the companies who are on the top bottom of the list of the companies who are like less diverse and have less gender inclusion. Could we go to the next slide? Innovation leadership, obviously companies that welcome diversity are 1.7 times more innovative. This is still taken from the previous research that we've gathered from there. Next slide. Better decision making, this is also an obvious one, but seems to be counterintuitive. It makes better decisions across companies and across teams when you have more diverse teammates as well. Can we go to the next slide? And obviously it's more attractive for employees, especially for those who do care, and most of us in the future will care more and more about an inclusive and more welcoming environment, and especially a more supported environment in the companies that we work in. Next slide. And the reasoning behind this and why we also do this is in Latvia, where I come from, and definitely sure that it's similar in these regions as well. We have specific numbers for 2027 that we're going to be missing 14,000 tech professionals in our country, and it's all across the world. We're missing tech professionals, and only less than a fourth of that are women. So we're actually not using a workforce that could potentially be very beneficial, and also a workforce that has proven to want to be in the tech field. Could we go to the next slide, please? So we've done a couple of research as well from our side throughout the years to kind of understand why there's a lack of women in these fields, and try to interview companies, their employees, different other stakeholders. And these research, especially the one that was done together with an organization, Providus, was done together with men and females and anonymously, and had really, really interesting results. Can we go to the next slide? So why are girls not pursuing STEM? So why are younger girls not pursuing STEM fields? So not enough role models as children. That has proven to be not only from the girls' fields, but we see that through men's fields as well. Like when you interview parents, the parents like in various scenarios say that they don't see their girls in these fields, so they don't bring forward different role models. Fear of not having good enough math skills. This is an interesting one because despite the fact that girls usually don't associate themselves with going into IT fields and engineering because they say they lack math skills, in Latvia specifically, they have better math skills than guys in the same grades. So in 9th grade, in 12th grade, when you look at the results, they have better results, but they feel like they have less good skills. And I think that goes with why we need programs like I Am Remarkable, that kind of, even when we're grown up, we still have these doubts about ourselves and more of a higher imposter syndrome. So unconscious bias, this goes with parents and family and friends that are with you. And yeah, could we go to, yeah. And disadvantage from a young age in IT, that goes into all the fields that we do and non-formal activities that are related to IT. Next slide. So why are there not so many women in IT when they actually have a choice? So lack of information about the field and professions, I think that goes for hardware as well. Well, knowing the possibilities, knowing what's out there, knowing which field actually involves what on a daily basis. What would a professional in engineering do? What would a professional in programming and development do? Biased job advertisements, this is being one that we've researched companies as well, and words that kind of define the guys and create a situation where you feel like that's kind of a guy's environment are gonna not allow you or not make you want to apply to these professions. Unconscious bias in workplace culture, this is I think a more obvious one, and lack of other females in the workplace. We work with companies where we've more closely worked with them and included more women in specific engineering departments. And in those departments, you see more and more women joining, and it doesn't matter what that profession is in tech. It's not just testing, sometimes it's even back-end development. And if there's more women in that department, we see more women joining it, whilst other departments not. So we see that it doesn't matter if females see other females and role models in those in the workplace. Next slide, yeah. So what can we do, and what do we do along with the organizations in here as well? So bringing forward role models, coming to the stage and talking about it, talking to kids, talking to girls, and talking to women, and trying to bring them forward. Work with media to change stereotypes, and commenting and letting them know that especially goes with companies and that goes with organizations. Work with companies and improve team culture, that especially goes with companies that you work for or you are building, paying attention to that, including safety measures in companies and fighting for safety measures, creating networks and opportunities. I think events like these are the key thing that is important, like creating networks where women support each other and bring each other forward and help each other in the future and keep contact with each other is one of the key things that helps you to get success. I think we've noticed quite a lot with tech environment in general, and I actually come from computer science. The key thing of how most of the time I've gotten a job is through suggestions, and most of the times I've been suggested by guys, but I was also one of the few ones in my course. So creating networks where women who are in tech fields and hardware fields do support other women and then can suggest them to other companies is one of the first ways of how to get into these fields. Community support, and this as well goes for all of us here, I think. The next slide. And obviously create opportunities to study and qualify in IT, create non-formal activities and entry positions in IT. That goes for larger companies who are in IT and hardware to have these opportunities for junior positions. I know it's hard, especially for startups. It's not always applicable to create junior positions, but it's the key thing to do. And a result that we wanted to also put in here is that more women from ICT professions were self-taught, so they learned this field in non-formal activities, then attended ICT programs at university. So non-formal education matters quite a lot, especially in these fields. And a couple of things that we do. I think I'm slowly running out of time. So Female Founders Lunch, I wanted to mention this to all of you. We organize monthly lunches and invite anyone who feels like they are a female founder, or wants to become a female founder, or works in a startup or a company and is leading maybe a department in IT. We organize lunches, they're public, and we also have a WhatsApp group. So in case you're at any point around in Riga and Latvia, you're more than welcome to contact us. So we'd love to host you at our lunch and have you there. And it's a very welcome community. Usually women come, and every month, I think since we've been running it for 6 months, there are new members who don't know anyone and then get connected and then create great connections afterwards. Next slide. Obviously, we organize hackathons. We think this has been one of the greatest ways to bring more students and those who are starting in IT and starting as well in engineering, to bring them into the community and start thinking about entrepreneurship. And we all know the hackathons are not always the best way to actually start your business, but they're a great way to keep you kind of like starting to think about it and starting to understand what it's like. And then a couple of steps forward, you can be the person who actually does create a startup and a company. Can we go to the next slide? I can also, yeah. Women in Tech Conference. We help to organize a stage for female founders as well. And we're always looking for female founders to participate in this, but this goes into the topic that I was saying about role models. I think it's an important thing for you yourself also to think anyone who's here and who does work in hardware or is doing research in hardware, is building a company in hardware. I think it's also your responsibility to come and bring yourself as a role model to other women and share your stories. Especially, yeah, the good things, the bad things, all of them matter. So you're more than welcome to participate. And it's kind of like an encouragement to, in generally, participate in tech conferences. Next slide. Yeah. Inclusive Startup study course. So we organize also courses regarding startups for students and for the younger generation to kind of start thinking about startups. This is software, this is hardware, anything that you're starting to get interested in if you have ideas, but this is trying to bring more women students into the world of startups. Next slide. and female founders across borders. This is the first thing that we've done in our organization's lifetime, trying to work with the female founders that we have and trying to give them an opportunity to learn and to share experiences in between Latvia and Uzbekistan. And it's a great collaboration that we've done so far, and we've had female founders from Latvia, which has been the first batch ever, because when we started our organization, it was really, really hard to find any female founders at that time whatsoever. And I think programs like these and initiatives like these and events like these, they do matter because they make it normal and they make women feel like it's a normal thing to be a founder themselves. And it's not only men in there. Yeah, I'm gonna skip these ones to bring to, can you go to next slide? No, next slide. If I'm doing it right, maybe not. All right, next slide. Yeah, and one of the last things that I wanted to mention is about regional development. So we try to focus on regional development in Latvia and focus on different cities as well. And especially for us, we have regions that are more focused specifically in production and engineering. For us, that's Latgales region. Next slide. And one of the things that we've done in this last year is giving scholarship opportunities for girls to go into academia in that region, to encourage more of them choosing this opportunity and choosing engineering and then further building their career. And scholarships that we can provide for younger girls entering, like exiting high school and saying that we're gonna fund all of your 3 years studying engineering, really brings them to this thinking that, yeah, maybe I choose this. Obviously it shouldn't be the only reason, but it does encourage them thinking about this, it might be the field for them. Or if they're on kind of like a verge of whether to choose it, that's the goal. And we're trying to work with this region and kind of like a more rural region in Latvia to bring more women into this field. So next slide. And in relation to that, we've started collaborating with CERN and trying to work with them in order to bring more female students and more younger girls into thinking about science as a prospective field and thinking about going to CERN. And most of the women that have gone to there and have gone to the visits, and we've already done collaborations with them, have never thought about the fact that they could get into it. And they could get into the scholarships, they could get into opportunities in CERN. So it's a really, really good way to make it an availability for them. Next slide. And I kind of like one of the final things that I wanted to mention, this is the data that we have from one of our most popular programs, that is Discover Tech. And I love the numbers here, that firstly, it's a program that is just a digital skills program, but just for the branding that says Riga Tech Girls, we've gotten like a really high number of females just participating in that. And the second thing that I wanted to mention is that most of the age groups that we work in for digital skills program, for bringing and reskilling into tech and reskilling into science, are women over the age of 30. So we meet quite a lot of women who come and ask us, thinking that if they're over the age of 30, that it's already too late. And what we try to bring with these numbers is that if you're starting after 30, that is actually the first point to start, and that's the perfect point to start. And like, that is the numbers that we deal mostly. So there's no too late, basically, and 30 is definitely not even close to too late. Yeah, impact. So we have gone through quite a lot of programs, and we've taught quite a lot of programs to women, digital skills ones, reskilling ones, and different events as well. And I think this kind of brings forward and showcases the need, that there is interest, there is necessity. Women feel like they want to be a part of it. They've just never seen the opportunity. They've just never seen themselves in that position, or they felt like there's too many not people like them to participate. Next slide. For me, it doesn't work. And with this, with the partnership slide, the thing that I just wanted to mention, that we work with quite a lot of companies, but the key thing is that if you are a company, if you're building a startup, if you're building companies, or you're an organization, it is a key thing for yourself to also think about gender diversity and gender inclusion and diversity, and we wouldn't be able to do this without them, because their close collaboration is what makes it work. We work with them and trying to convince them to do these junior positions, and it's always a collaboration, has to be a collaboration, and we as an organization can do a certain amount, but it needs to work with these tech companies, and the tech companies are what help it to actually give these opportunities, give these jobs, and give this support for those who want to get into technology and engineering. Next slide. And yeah, this is our team, but next slide, the key thing that I just wanted to say is, next slide. Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Yeah, so whenever you're around, please do message us. Please do let us know. Let me know. I'm Lena from Riga Tech Girls, and whether you message us, you'll always also reach me. And I wanted to just thank for the organizers of this event. As I mentioned throughout my presentation, which is kind of like a pitch of Riga Tech Girls. Sorry about that. But the key thing is that I think it's really important that we organize events like these, and we communicate and we share things, and I think most importantly, network and connect, and then keep up these collaborations in the future and connections in the future, so that maybe someday when you need a person in a job position, or you need someone to help out, and you remember that, oh yeah, right, I met that person in that event, and I can ask them and I can connect them on LinkedIn and ask, maybe they can help me out. I think most of these events are about that, is trying to build these connections among women, the same that they have been built throughout these years among men quite a lot in the startup ecosystem industry, that we create these connections where we help each other, when we support each other, when we bring each other up and suggest different positions in the future. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Lena. Frankly saying, I am impressed how much our speakers are doing to save, to develop, to run the community. It's a big pleasure to listen all these things. And we are going further to one more of our guests from Poland right now. I know, yeah, we are setting up. The next speaker is Veronika Lindarenko. She is founder of UHub community for IT entrepreneurs, who also share her insights and her experience in development this technology. She will join to us online via Zoom, so just I think a couple of minutes and we would be able to adjust the connection. Meanwhile, don't forget that we have a after party after the event, and break when we can discuss the insights and to collaborate, to discuss what we can do further together. So don't miss the opportunity to all these things. Okay, just while we are waiting, the main technicians, Svetlana. Yes. Yes, maybe just a couple of your thoughts, what you heard from our speakers, for how you would say what you can do together along in the future. Sorry?
How to be here once again. So I really enjoyed, dear girls, all of your speeches, and I hope everyone is such inspired as I am. So I was thinking about organizing some lectures with Vilnius University, and more. We have some girls who already presented their speeches to Ukrainian kids, empowering girls going in tech, but they were business analysts and quality assurance engineers. But we can think of something, because we were never thinking to go to schools to promote it. So I suppose that after party is the right time to discuss new ideas. So shall I speak more to, no?
Svetlana, thank you, our angel. But I know that everything is fine right now, so just waiting for the mark and we can make a translation.
Veronica, could you turn your microphone, please?
Не отвечает. Так, я тут. Это я просто отходила.
Yeah.
Great, Veronica. That's lovely that we have you with us. We already are now here live, so we can start with your presentation.
Right now.
Yes.
Okay, let me share this.
Veronica, could you hear me?
So I hope that it will work because I'm going to share it via Figma.
Most probably no, but
So
finally we can
see
hear you.
the full screen, the presentation in the full screen? Yes?
Hopefully, yes. Maybe someone can make a sound from the hall,
Hey.
conference hall.
Can you hear us?
Yay! Yeah, there is a round of applause to you, Veronica, so we can start.
Okay, hi, my name is Veronica. It's nice to meet all of you. Unfortunately, I can't see the audience, but I hope that the majority of the audience women, as usually if to see at the the audience that we have, for instance, at our closed funders club, there are usually men, the majority of them, but I hope that there are a lot of women. That's wonderful. Hi, nice to see. So so I'm the female representative of the UHub community, and I'm not the only one. I'm doing it together with my colleague Oля Mazharovskaya. So we are two co-founders of the biggest startup community in Poland, and it's mostly for the Belarusian startups that have relocated to Poland for different reasons. So this is the QR code that you can scan if you want to join the Telegram community. The community mostly in the Russian language, but you can write in the English language and in the Russian, and we will answer all your questions. We're considering various options for our descriptor. Descriptor is like the short description of the community, what we're doing. It's almost like a slogan, but we name ourselves a meeting point of buy startups in Poland. So it's a metaphor to the meeting point as an airport where people meet together in case they're lost. And we help the startups that have suddenly moved to Poland, or not suddenly, to join together in one place. It's a Telegram chat, UHub chat, so that they have very soft onboarding in the Polish ecosystem, where there are different participants, both Belarusian, Ukrainian, Polish, and not only all of them. So we're like the Chip and Dale for them, and we help them to understand what's going on, to find the right stakeholders in order to move forward. So let's proceed with the next slide. So how did it start? So it started in 2021 when I moved to Poland from Ukraine, and before from Belarus. And so there were not so many startups in Poland at that moment, but there were some people who really wanted to join the community. And I've made small research, customer development, like research, I would say so, as I talked to different people and asked about the like requirements, if they need this community, or probably they are fine with the existing situation. I've made a poll in the big IT community chat, Poland Business Harbor, and people said that they need it. And this was the beginning of so right now we have 1,514 people in the Telegram chat. And this is the picture from one of the latest meetups, which we held in the stadium. Almost, as you see, there is a picture of the stadium on the background. And it was the meetup about design. And so we're growing step by step. And to begin with, there were around 10 people in the chat. And right now, there are so many people who are willing to know more about startups, who want to change the world, their lives, and build something new. So yeah, what is our mission? As I told you, we're like the meeting point at the airport that helps the lost passengers to find their way. So our mission is to support the innovative Belarusian IT business that is developing in Poland. And we are doing it in different ways. So first of all, we are sharing the helpful information by startups in the chat and in the Telegram channel UNews. I myself collected various lists of investors, acceleration programs, then co-workings, and so on and so forth, in order that people can get this info and then make some actions in order to move forward with their projects. Then uniting community in one place. We don't have a particular space, offline space right now, but we join together in various spaces where we're holding events, and maybe in the future we'll have our own space where startups can come and talk and share their ideas. We also have the opportunity for the startups to find the job in the startup, for startups to find employees for their startup, and for the IT specialists to find job in the dream team. As I told you, I have the list of accelerators and investors in Poland, and if in case a startup needs some intro, I can do it. And so yeah, this is our goals that help startups not to bloom in the new ecosystem. And this is that I understand what's going on. So as you see, the majority of the participants are building their startups, but it doesn't mean that they have a ready product with attraction. This can be an idea, an MVP, but still the majority of them consider them to be startups, which is really nice. But still there are some party goers, non-tech business, and people who work in the IT sector but still interested in this topic, and probably in the future they're going to build their own product. You never know. Yeah, despite there is a recession in the market, still people are ready to risk, to make some risk, and to build the project and make some shift in the world. What do we do? So we, to support the community, you need to hold offline events, as it's nice to have the Telegram chat, but still people want to meet each other in order to do some networking, to present the ideas, or to learn something new. And we have 4 types of events: U meetups, U pitch days, workshops, and closed funders club. So yeah, this is the photo from the latest event. You can come and join next time we have it. We're going to do it about artificial intelligence, if it's going to substitute people or not. So we hope that no, but we will see what our speakers say. And so we hold meetups. It's like a big event where experts are sharing their knowledge. We already held 7 of them. Then we also hold workshops with professionals who try to share their expertise, but at the same time to create some tasks for the audience during the workshops in order to train their brain. And so these are the workshops that we've already held. And the most interesting part, I think, it's pitch day, as this is like the pitch session you're going to have today. And we invite the jury from Belarusian, Ukrainian, and Polish investment funds. And then people get some awards. And the main thing for them is to have some training during the pitch session and get some feedback. Again, unfortunately, right now, the majority of startup founders are men. But as on this pitch day, it was the first one. It was almost, there were almost the same number of female founders as male founders. But still, we're fighting to overcome this gender inequality in case of startup founders, and next time we'll try to make like 50% of male founders and 50% of female founders, if we can. And so yeah, the pitch day. The next one is going to be at the end of June. If you're going somehow to Warsaw, please join the pitch day. And yeah, we also create products that, yeah, like main chat is like the chat where all these 1,500 people live in, I would say so. Then we make a product, uJobs. This is like the Telegram chat where vacancies and CVs are posted automatically from Airtable to Telegram chat and channel, both Telegram chat and channel. And here you can find the job in the startup or find an employee. And we're also developing the Telegram channel Unuse, where we try to write as much information as possible about startups and how for them to find investments in Poland, in the world, how to get into the acceleration program. So this is like almost like a real news media, but still it's quite small, and we are going to grow it this summer. Yeah, this is what I've told. A bit about female co-founders. I've decided to create some description for both me and Olga. So I consider myself to be a bit soft and very communicative, but it's fine, as the community needs someone they can ask for an extra ticket for the event. This is me who is giving them extra tickets. Then sometimes they need to ask a lot of questions. Sometimes they call me and I answer their calls. So we're like balancing this partnership. I'm a good policeman. Olga sometimes is a bad policeman, and but together we are building a very strong team that has been doing all these activities for around 2 years alone. So without any support and without some other team. But I also want to mention that our team is also the community. As for instance, the name UHub, which is like U is like the Belarusian U with this hat. It was created by the community itself. There was a poll, people took part in this poll, and this is how the name was created. And the first logo was also created by the community. They were drawing it, we were voting for the best one. So I also asked the opinion about what content they're interested in, or we collect feedback after every event in order to understand what should be next, what we can improve. So I consider the community as also our team that is going to keep with us, and without them, with people in the community, it won't be possible to grow it and develop it. So I consider it's our team as well. Though we've already hired 3 more people, but maybe next time I will tell more about them. Yeah, my presentation was probably very short. I can answer some questions or tell more about about myself and how I decided to create this community. It's fine, but now if you want to know what is like the startup community and how people treat each other inside of the chat, and what are the requests and the next. So you can join. You have everything from this Telegram chat. Polina, shall I tell some extra info, or I mean, I met the deadlines.
Yeah, we already.
Sorry, there is an echo
Of
sorry. One, two, three, 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 one, two, three. But it's muted. Okay, that's so perfect. Okay, so maybe we can. Okay, so maybe you can hear us now. Oh, that's so perfect. Okay, so yes, we already ran out of time. Thank you very much for your report, and sorry for these technical nuances of me running around, but it's like usually happens. Veronica, thank you so much once again. I will share all the contact information of Veronica for everyone who is interested in getting connected with her further on. So don't hesitate to ask me for contact details of Veronica. And yeah, Leonid, maybe we can introduce already the next speaker.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Veronica. And yes, your applause. And our next speaker who found the time and her tight schedule is Zudrina Vitaute, who is a co-creator and co-founder of Women Go Tech, the mentorship program, empowering women who wants to start their career in ICT and in software and engineering. She also, in the same time, head of sales at Eldis Internet of Things company, delivery products. So Zudrina knows from the inside what does it mean to develop and to sell hardware as well. She has a significant experience how to support this Women Go Tech initiative. So I hope Zudrina with us. Zudrina, can you hear us?
Can I respond? Maybe. Or maybe mine, because it's an echo, so I understand.
All is cool.
Is it yes? Okay, good. So fantastic. Thank you much for the time, and my apologies in advance. All the background noise and everything that's happening in my back, things from Paris airport. So I'm on the way back home, but I hope that I'll at least share a bit of my experience and the reason that I'm excited is still, regardless of this environment, tribute to Bridgio. He started in homes and continued with the security systems and working with the engineering teams. So I do see everything, or at least part of what's happening in the industry. And I really want to change the situation in the R&D rooms so that we have more R&D specialists on the hardware, on the embedded systems, everywhere to contribute to the added value from the products that you can touch, right? So I'll go through the past, and I hope that we have time, because of course there's a lot we can talk, but feel free to connect me via different platforms to follow up. I just wanted to share a little bit of the statistics of what we see working with the women in tech topic. So of course the numbers very, very good, or not very, they are not positive when we look into the European statistics. On average, around 19% of women are employed in the ICT industry. The ICT usually covers IT and communications. Of course, Lithuania looks good when it comes to the percentages. As you can see, we're in the first 5, usually, depending on the year, having around 25-26% of the women working in the ICT topics, in the ICT industry, and on different angles. However, when I started working in telecoms 10 years ago, I was working with the R&D departments, with the CTOs, with the radio planners, and so on. For 3 years in a row, I have not met any single specialist who would be women. And that was quite challenging. And we wanted to change that. We wanted to look into the situation, why this happens, and what we can do in order to positively influence the ecosystem. When it comes to the proportion of women engineers, of women scientists, there is actually very difficult to get the credible data. And we looked into the different reports, and it shows that, for example, there is information that the percentage of women scientists and engineers in Lithuania is actually one of the biggest, actually the biggest, I think, in the entire European Union, 52%, together with Denmark. But I'm not so optimistic, because when we look where the data is coming from, there are a lot of health professionals that are counted, PhD students who are counted, however, never working and not working in the industry. So reality is not as good as we can see it reflected in the statistics, because obviously the number of the students who are graduating from really engineering topics, it's incredibly low, regardless of the gender, and the proportion of women in the really hardware-related topics, it's not even the proportion. In Lithuania, for example, you can count them by numbers, literally. And I work right now with the engineering team who's working on the hardware for the smoke and carbon monoxide detector system. And I literally, before this event, I asked the guys who studied electronics and telecoms and various engineering related topics, hardware related topics, and have been designing hardware, so how many women do you know who either were your peers in the university, or you haven't worked with them before? And you know what? They really looked at me and they mentioned 3 names, the same names. So apparently we couldn't even talk about innovations and new businesses and different solutions co-founded by women if we have just a few. Of course, this is the challenge that is in the ecosystem, and we have to do about it. And I will share a little bit of from Women Go Tech experience, what we saw, what we can do, what we should pay attention to, because from the very, very beginning, we saw that we have to pay attention not only to the IT and communications, but also to the engineering topic. And our journey was not easy. We noticed that in this area we can't really act the same, and we really need to focus on and dedicate a special attention to it. So if we here's a bit of reflection. If we don't pay attention with the special efforts in the universities, in the with companies or even in schools, the trend doesn't look very positive, because even with all the investment that we see in IT and communication industry, however, even in Lithuania, I think the proportion of women working in the ICT has changed only by a fraction, by 0.7% in a decade. So with all the investments, we're not able to do as much as we should, of course, and for us, as part of the ecosystem, there is a big homework to contribute to. So just very quickly, I still can see, I think there is a video of the audience. So can you raise me, can someone raise a hand who knows Women Go Tech, what we do, or have participated? Oh, we have some hands, amazing. Hi to you. So very quickly, Women Go Tech is the program that is focused on navigating your career towards tech. So we have different products, different programs, and what is important to mention maybe that by now we have successfully requalified over 600 women, which is a 65% of success rate from all of the women who participated in our programs. And we also did an introduction programs. Actually, the same programs are also run in Latvia, and I know that Brigata Girls is part of this event. So we've managed to provide an introduction course to tech to nearly 10,000 participants in Lithuania, and I know that a similar amount was also reached in Latvia. So what it is, it's mentoring sessions, content sessions, various events. It's a big community where you can get in and try to find your environment that would support you in the transition to tech. Why in the transition to tech? Because we see a very, very low numbers of students in especially engineering topics, but also in the ICT related studies. I have checked before this that only, because from universities there's not a good statistics, but from the professional schools, from colleges, there was a good statistics that only around 10% from all students, so it's around 3,000 last year, joined engineering studies. And from those students, we only have 130 women who join engineering studies. So if we don't do anything there, or if we do not encourage students to join technical universities, of course, we are not going to have specialists in the pipeline for upcoming decades. So Women Go Tech really wanted to change that situation and to requalify those who are interested in it. Me, myself, I have graduated from economics, so had nothing to do with the tech-related aspects, but I have been working with the hardware for quite some time, and frankly speaking, it's super exciting, very interesting, and very interesting even for me to dig deeper and understand how the code is written, how the embedded firmwares are being tested, and these kind of things in order to represent the product pretty well in front of the customers. So we wanted to change that to encourage more diverse groups of people think about innovations that are needed in businesses. Because frankly speaking, when you're working on the hardware, the entrance barriers for other companies to copy you and do the product the same way as you just create the code, it's not so easy. So it's also very interesting industry to build and differentiators and rather successful businesses. But what we also noticed working with Women Go Tech for nearly 7 years already, there are several reasons or several challenges that we really need to pay attention to. What we noticed that most probably everybody knows this concept of glass ceiling, that women are not given opportunities when it comes to leadership positions. They face discrimination of different forms and types. But actually, with Women Go Tech, we noticed that it's not only a glass ceiling challenge, but our mentors reported that it's a very much a sticky floor challenge and sticky floor problem. What is it? That means that all our, not all, but majority of our participants who joined the programs, they had, I'd say, a very, the situation where you challenge yourself too much, and there is a need of support and a limited courage to try out things, right? So we saw that to make a first step, sometimes it's more difficult, and the mentor or additional support is needed for women to apply for the first job, to select maybe more challenging position, or even establish business or create certain product. So that sticky floor aspect is something that Women Go Tech works quite a lot in supporting and providing all of the guidance that is needed to make that first step, to find the right group to go and talk to and create the products and continue building them. And this is also a safe place where you can get to and find the like-minded people. We also worked quite a lot in explaining what tech is. You know, frankly speaking, when we started 7 years ago, there was a common misconception that tech is only code, front end, back end, and full stack. Most probably, that's it. But we have so many specialties that you can work at that are not even understood by people who potentially could be interested to requalify, starting from cybersecurity and ending with the data analytics, product ownership, production engineering. There's a lot you can do in engineering companies, even without technological background, without graduating technical universities. Of course, this is a must when you go to the very heavy industries, but and specialties, but it's not mission impossible, and there's a lot that could be created. This is just for you to see how Women Go Tech grew over the years. So that means we see a very big potential in those who are interested to requalify. We see interest from women to really start their journey in tech. So I wouldn't say that the challenge is only that, as everybody says, like women do not want. No, it's just talking a very different language, and we are not explaining what it is. It could be. What we also built, of course, the community, and I guess the community discussions you have right now, and there are different, even what Bridgio is doing is building also the community, connecting people. So I think that's one of the solutions to get out of this bubble of mystifying hardware as a super difficult area. But we also noticed that role models, they are the key in changing the situation, in starting the movement, and seeing a good example of my aunt, my sister, my cousin, who's a woman and successfully working in whatever tech industry. There's no better motivator than that. And we really are looking for these women to positively influence their environment, to demonstrate what they are doing, to talk about it to wider audiences. And this is responsibility of you as well, because in order to influence change, we have to take responsibility ourselves to make sure that we deliver to the community and continue working on this. So we have lots of names and faces of those women who successfully requalified to tech, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of those who are working in the hardware-related topics. So we spoke about the community, and it's not only from us participants, but it's also from the companies who support, who share their knowledge, who encourage, create the positions, sometimes even hire without people based on their potential, not because of the knowledge. It's really important that we continue working on it, not on a short term, but also in a long term. It's also important that we go to schools and we share what we do, what are the challenges, positively influence kids who are right now thinking of what to do in the future, who are selecting their future studies. Women Go Tech has also one of the projects together with Junior Achievement. When we visit schools, we talk about what it is that we do to make sure that we positively influence their decisions in selecting something that's not advised by teachers in many cases. And it's also the last thing that we learned is that men are equally important in bringing diversity to tech. And this is what we noticed with Women Go Tech mentors. As you can see, we encourage men to mentor women, we encourage men to hire women and to participate in this discussion. We don't want to create something that is women are for women. No, we all work in a gender diverse, thought diverse, race diverse, and background diverse environment. So it's important that we all talk not about the gender, but we all talk about ideas. We all talk about the businesses. We all talk about something that we want to create regardless of the gender. And we saw very positive changes when we started working in this way in our community. So it's important that all our businesses are also opening their floor for the discussion and for as diverse teams as possible. So the question to answer for you, I guess, is tech for you? What it is that you want to do in it? What it is that you can give back to the community? What it is that you want to create for yourself? With that, I will finish. Of course, you will find us in our programs everywhere. Feel free to connect to us. But I really encourage to, sometimes it's really, really hard to be in tech. It's really, really hard to be alone. It's super hard to fight this journey and be a positive example when you face so many challenges. In hardware, I can be very frank, it's 10 times more challenges than usually. But I'm really grateful that you are starting this journey and you're jumping into a very, very interesting world. So thank you so much. And I'm sure I'm over the time, but I will have to board very soon. But maybe if there are some questions, I can follow up online.
Thank you, Zydrina, for such exciting report and for such exciting initiatives. And we have one last speaker, also foreign from Israel. It's Inbal. Inbal is running her own innovation agency, consulting agency, aimed to support startups, as well as she is a member of international community empowering women in tech. So Inbal, word to you.
Hi, hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you or see you, so I really don't know if you're there.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, amazing. So good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for inviting me. I'm here to speak with you about 10 key success factors from working with over 1,000 startups in Europe, okay? So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Inbal Rav. I'm a partner at 2 Dots, and I'm also a business consultant. As it was mentioned, I'm located in the very hot Israel. We have 41 degrees right now, burning hot. My background, professional background, is business development and working more than 15 years managing marketing and strategy at international corporation. I'm a mentor for startups for women. Of course, we will speak about that in a second. And of course, I'm an innovation lover. Otherwise, why should I work with startups, right? Personal point of view, I do have kids, and that is something that I wanted to emphasize because I think that, you know, women can actually do anything. You can work on startup, you can found a startup, and you can be an entrepreneur, and then you can also be engaged and involved in your community. So I'm actually the head of PTA at my kids' schools, and one of the leading values that I really, really cherish in my life is women empowerment. I'm also a member of a global community called the Female Factor. There I mentor women from all over the world, and also establish an innovation circle, which we speak about each and every month about a different topic from the ecosystem. Okay, so let's speak a little bit about, I'm sorry, my slides here. So 2 Dots, my company, and it's actually a female-led company, which we are highly, highly proud of. And what we do is make startup investable. And how do we do that? We are taking their technology. Usually they're coming to us with a great idea technology-wise. And we are helping them to define their target audience. We are helping them to understand their product market fit. We're building together a sustainable business model, go-to-market strategy, and we are there with them up to launch. The other things that we are doing at 2 Dots is actually 2 things. We are supporting women. As I said, we are women-led companies. So we are supporting women either in business games that helping them scale their business, or in specifically women bootcamp that we are actually planning right now at Evaltix. So I wanted to speak with you for a second about, your qualifications, because they told me it's a women empowerment kind of a convention, and I thought about women in general, and I really see that us as women have some superpowers. So we are basically, each and every one of us are actually a superwoman. And I think that, if you think, just think about not managing a company and not in the work-wise, just in your personal life. Usually, and mainly if you have kids, you are very resourceful. You know how to plan, to manage, to execute everything that you are doing in your life. In order to do all that, especially if you have kids, you have to have some mental strength, right? And also you are also a very multitasking, you have a lot of multitasking abilities. So from my point of view, if we will constantly think about that and combine it and embed it with the key success factors that I'm going to reveal to you right now, I think that for sure your professional abilities will scale. So I'm going to do some countdowns on the key success factors that I'm going to speak about. Then you will know when I'm finished, okay? So first one of the 10 will be always customer obsessed. Rather than be a product obsessed, just know your customers, know your client. If you are a startup, please understand your client's need, their pain point. Create yourself, like imagine your client personas. Then if you will only be able to give a right solution to their needs, you will succeed big time, okay? Number 9 will be, it's never about the product. We have one Israeli entrepreneur that, I don't know, I think that you kind of heard about his unicorn called Waze. His name is Uri Levin, and he said, fall in love with the product, not the solution. So it's not the product. Be very articulate about the solution, understand the problem, I'm sorry. Be very articulate about the problem. Make sure that you understand the problem that you are about to solve. Make sure that the problem is big enough for your solution, and then be focused on the product, but never the product first, okay? Number 8 is one of our favorite, is reverse engineer your future. Meaning that if you want to scale, okay, if you are a startup, for sure you want to scale, but if you want to scale faster, know how to reverse engineer your future, meaning that you need to know the trends, you need to know your competitors, you need to know who is leading the market right now, what are your customers are expecting from you in the future, how will you be able to surprise them, and only then understand that, and you can scale faster, because you will reach to a higher point at the beginning. Number 7 is to articulate your unique value proposition. Do you hear me? Okay. So articulate your unique value proposition, your UVP. In order to do that, you need, first of all, to really understand your competitor landscape. Know how to differentiate yourself from the other. Create a unique value proposition that you can actually tell an 8-year-old and he or she will understand. not because it's very like your technology is stupid and you need to speak in a child language, but only if you speak in a child language. Also, it will be more clear to your investors and clients. So UVP is one of the important things. Number 6. So, a startup journey is kind of like being in a roller coaster and a traffic jam at the same time. Like those feeling could be collapsing, right? So it's a lot of changes and a lot of unexpected things happening. And from our point of view, from 2Dot's point of view, you need to fall in love with pivots because changes are happening all the time. You need to quickly adapt the changes, quickly reverse your strategy, make the change needed, and then you will succeed for sure. And if we're talking about success, you cannot success without failing from time to time, okay? And in Israel, I have to say we have 92 unicorns, okay? And that is quite a big amount for this kind of a small country. And none of the unicorns founders founded only one startup. Before scaling, before becoming a unicorn, before succeeding, they failed so many times, at least 3 times. They established a startup, then they failed. They learned very, very fast. And then, they stood up on their feet back again and start scaling with another startup. They took everything that they learned and created a success. So quick fail, learn faster. And then, you can't do it by yourself because you have to surround yourself with the right team. And that team will be the team that actually share your vision, but not only your vision and, your strategy and everything, they also need to share your passion toward the solution that you are suggesting to the problem that your customers have, okay? And then find your multipliers. If you want to go to a different markets, if you want to scale out of the Baltics, out of the, to entire Europe, you want to scale to the US, okay, great. So create another team in another country. Find a franchise. Find somebody that can actually multiply your abilities and, help you scale faster. And that is something like a big end there. If you are a startup founder, mostly if you are a female, I know because we spoke with so many female founders, okay? You have the imposter syndrome. No matter how strong you are, how smart you are, how successful your startup is, you have the imposter syndrome at some points. So we are telling you, get rid of it, okay? Just be yourself. Know that you are smart, that you have the abilities, and dare. What do you need to dare? You need to dare to put yourself out there. You need to dare to post a LinkedIn post, okay? Maybe it sounds simple, but those are the little things that make you more courageous. Reach out to investors, reach out to a client, introduce yourself in a convention, dare and put yourself out there. So important. And the last thing on my countdown is what we're saying to each and every startup that we are working with. Always strive for the moon, okay? To beyond, to space and beyond, but be realistic. Remain with your foot on the ground. And I know, ladies, that if you will adopt this entire list, and you can actually take a picture of the screen and remember also all of your great qualification and how powerful and superwoman you are, I know that you can really help your businesses to scale faster. So thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you can also reach out to me on LinkedIn or to our company page, 2Dots on LinkedIn, 2Dots Consulting. That will be amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Inbal. So it was our last speaker for today. As per our plan, we have small break, 5-7 minutes, and then second part of our event will start. I'm talking about pitching. So take your time, take the rest, and see you in, let's say, 7 minutes here. Thank you. Hey, we forced to go back and we have to start in 1 minute. So please take a seat. "30 seconds and we are starting." So, we are going to the second part of our event dedicated to pitching. I just want to kindly remind all of you that this is not a battle, this is not a competition. This is about getting support from the jury board, and this is a good opportunity to request the support from the participants of the event in any kind of form. Advising, finding co-founders, find necessary team skills, request for fundraising as well. So regarding the rules, terms and conditions, we have 8 startups. Each startup have a limitation period for pitching. Its limit takes 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes, and I would be forced to stop if you go beyond. And we have 3 minutes for the questions from the jury side. I also try to manage this time. Our jury can see the time on the screen, as well as our participants who are online. They will see this on the screen. Small echo. Yeah. So regarding presentation of our jury board today, a couple of them you already know from the beginning of the evening. Lina Pichuri, head of Link Fabrica. Dovilė, please. Nina Lapkovich, head of operations of Angels Band, and Lina Kinvan, head of Rocket. Yeah. So we have a mixed format today. Major part of participants are offline, but couple of them online as well. So the first project are invited. The project name Clarified Tech. Nikita Boat, your applause. Microphone is yours, and see the time. Yep.
Clicker. This?
Yep. You try. Just a moment.
Should I just say next? Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm a founder of Clarified Tech. Next slide.
So let's talk about what happens to a product once you've discarded it. It becomes waste. What follows is a broadly 3-step process, and we help out with the material recovery phase. Next. So if you put yourself in the shoes of a plant manager at a waste management company, what's required of you is to increase the revenue for the facility. And this can only happen if you increase the material recovery rates. But what's provided to you in terms of information is the tonnage of waste that's coming into your company and the number of people you have to handle that waste. So there's a huge discrepancy between what you're required to achieve and what you're given in terms of information. Next. And that's where Trashify comes in. We develop AI-powered computer vision to detect and identify 100% of the waste in material recovery facilities. This data can be viewed on our web-based dashboard and includes details about the material composition, the waste item count, the revenue generation capacity of all of these waste items, all of the information that can help these material recovery facilities generate actionable insights about their waste streams. Next. Using this information, facilities can position their existing workforce in a way that can maximize their material recovery efficiency and hence their revenue. Next. It can also help them predict the incoming waste stream for the following day. If these predictions differ from the actual waste stream, then within the same day, the reinforcement learning algorithm that we're developing can help realign the workers. Next. So just by retrofitting this one device onto sorting lines in waste management facilities, we have the ability to improve the operations of an entire facility. We developed the software that can be embedded onto NVIDIA Jetson devices. Next. The business model is a monthly subscription to this software, and the pricing for this will depend on the region. Next. Our first pilot in Tartu, Estonia could soon convert to a recurring client. This pilot was instrumental in helping us develop a machine learning algorithm further to a place where we can now boast of an implementation period of 1 week. We're also in conversation with waste management organizations across Europe and India, and we'll be deploying our product across their facilities in the form of a paid pilot starting next month. Next. These pilots will also help us test out our succeeding solutions. These solutions will be more hardware-oriented, and they'll be decentralized segregation systems to make sorting processes even easier than they are with our computer vision. Next. So the smart waste management industry has an annual growth rate of 20%. Within this obtainable market of 3.25 billion euros, next, our go-to-market strategy is to approach small to medium-sized waste management facilities because they exist in a centralized structure within large waste management companies, which means that we have the ability to deploy our product across multiple facilities at once without accruing any additional customer acquisition costs. Next. Our competitors mainly work in facilities that need a certain level of automation. We have the unique ability to deploy our product even in small to medium-sized facilities that require little to no level of automation. In fact, we enable the existing human workers to make data-driven decisions by empowering them with valuable information. Of course, since we are a computer vision solution company, we have the ability to collaborate with robotics. But we truly believe that till the time that robotics reach the same level of dexterity and flexibility as human arms, we still have to empower the existing humans because they are essential to the sorting process. Next. So Trashify was founded by 3 friends based on their mutual interest in sustainability, despite a diverse set of backgrounds. Next. Together, we aim to reach an MRR of about 50,000 euros from about 100 facilities across our markets. For this, we're raising a pre-seed round of 500,000 euros. Next. Ultimately, we truly believe that there is no waste, there's only untapped resources. After all, it's trash can not trash can't. Thank you. And please feel free to scan a QR code for our monthly newsletter.
I just wanted to say that it's a very well-built pitch deck. You've done everything, you know, problem, solution, market size, competition, business model, team, financials. You've covered it all, so that's really well done. It's a very good pitch deck. Possibly the only thing I miss is the company's purpose. I assume what it is, but I've never heard. So maybe you could say what is your mission and purpose to inspire us.
Sure. So our primary clientele is waste management and material recovery facilities. So the need of the hour, if we are talking about moving towards a circular economy, the need of the hour is to reduce landfills, to increase material recovery and recycling rates. And the problem is that even though waste management companies are required to reach these targets, they just don't have the verifiable information to verifiably see how much they're actually achieving, even if they do try to improve their processes. They just don't know how. So our computer vision is providing that level of information that can help them gauge the improvements in their operations. And with that, we're also enabling them to improve their operations further with our algorithms.
Thanks. And I know that the time is ticking, so I'll be very quick.
Sure.
Could you give a real-life example? So, for example, a trash management company using your vision realizes that there is a lot of, I don't know, banana skins, a lot of cans, a lot of plastic, whatever it may be.
Sure.
What do they actually do with that information?
Sure. So, for instance, if you look at a conveyor belt in a waste management facility, all the humans are evenly placed across the conveyor belt. And there's no real consideration for the incoming waste stream and the composition of it. What you realize from our data is that maybe there's a lot more aluminum cans coming into the facility and a lot less PET bottles. Now we know for a fact that the material composition is such that aluminum is more, and also it's a lot more valuable in terms of generating the revenue for the facility. So with our information, we know exactly to place 3 people instead of 1 to pick up aluminum cans, and just 1 person is enough to pick up PET bottles. So that's just an example of how you can place them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What kind of data, what kind of else data, rather than the image, you want to collect? Like, what would you like to do? Like, I understood that this is one to manage human beings on the trail, right? Near to that. And also to have some statistics, but you mentioned that there will be some more analysis. I'm curious about what it is.
So over time, of course, we now have understood how knowledge about the material waste stream will enable them to position their workers. But moving ahead, we are also building a time series analysis algorithm that will help them predict the incoming waste stream for the following day. So that really puts together all of the positioning of the workers beforehand. But apart from that, all of these waste management companies are also required to produce reports, annual reports, and submit them to certain organizations, producer responsibility organizations. And what they lack is automated report generation, because right now it's just humans collating this data. So there's no accuracy in it. So what we are enabling them to do is, first of all, reduce the man hours required to collate this data, because it's automated and it's ad hoc. And secondly, it's a lot more accurate. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Your
you all.
applause. And the next project joined to us online, the project name Bruntor. Elvia Vanaga should be with us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Okay, I will start. Hi, My name is Elvia, and Brontor is the game-changing solution for postal deliveries. Customers demanding faster deliveries, rising costs, and traffic jams are pushing delivery companies to find the new ways how to deliver. The options which could be used today are limited. In the same time, those solutions have been used by postal services already, and workers are unhappy. As a fact, 150,000 Royal Mail workers were on a strike last summer. And in Germany, Post can be even 14 days late because they can't find employees to do the job. Isn't there any other options to make deliveries faster, as easy as it is with van? Brontor is a new art of a light electric vehicle. It is an electric four-wheel kick scooter with a cargo compartment. It is the size of the bicycle and can carry up to 650 liters. The stand-up solution makes it a bike and a 15% faster than a van in a city. Our cargo scooter consumes 10 times less energy through the day comparing it to the electric van, and it costs 5 times less. If a Brontor is used instead of bicycles and trolleys, the same team will deliveries per day. In the most European countries, our solution can be used on the bicycle lanes, but in some countries, like in Latvia, it can also be used on the pavements. Our scooter is able to drive on the narrow streets in old cities, on the cobblestone streets, and even on off-road. We have tested it in Riga, Barcelona, and even in Spain. After the first test in this February with Latvian National Post, we realized that our scooter is more stable and safe on the snowy and icy roads. And even elderly people feel more comfortable on our solution. Brontor will not replace the van, but it can take over deliveries of small and medium-sized packages and letters at the same time, which are up to 5 kilometers far from a pickup point. It's more efficient than e-bikes. The global last-mile delivery transportation market did reach 200 billion euros last year, and we are starting with Latvia, where the market opportunity in postal delivery sector is 8.2 million euros. We will be working with companies like Latvian National Post or Royal Mail or Deutsche Post or other postal offices. They will be able to buy or rent our products in the long term. Additional revenues will be made from maintenance support and the software subscription. We had this idea last year in April, and 6 months later we sold the first unit to Latvian National Post, which is driving around in the Riga city for the test rides. And Brontor took the first place at EIT Jumpstart Competition 2022. Today, 10 more companies in Latvia from different kind of industries are waiting for the test rides, which could lead to deals worth 120,000 euros. We are in a negotiation process with several postal services across the Europe already. Our growth can be cut in 3 phases. Early adopters will be postal and parcel delivery companies in Europe, followed by other industries like grocery, food, also utility and other services, and then Brontor will be used for shared micromobility in cities around the globe. Our core team consists of Raimons. He's a mechanical engineer and the CEO of the Brontor, Jans, product designer, and I am a co-founder and a chief operating officer in the team. We have done as much we could, but now we need your help. We are looking for piloting partners and 500,000 euro investment. Bridgio Accelerator is willing to invest 20% from this round. Investment will help us to improve our kick scooter and to secure the first large sales contract. My name is Elvia, and thank you.
Please, the questions from jury side.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Really very nice presentation. I'm not sure if we are on. Are we okay?
We are on. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So very nice. And actually, I had some questions, and you actually answer it with your next slide every time. I have a question, next slide. I have a question, next slide. You answer it. So actually, what I would love just to recommend about like to take more put more information about business model and the retention of your clients, because it's kind of B2G mostly in most of the countries. It's kind of post offices, and it's okay. And competition, and because this is a hardware, and lots of these lockers and other very close to these vehicles are in Scandinavian and Baltic region already exist, and they are successful. Just to enhance the presentation in this point, or that will be just fine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Elvia?
Hear us?
Now, yeah. Is there some question? I just heard the feedback.
Yes, yes, it was just like a feedback from jury side. Any questions?
So I would just like to add on what Nina says, because my question was also, how do you feel about the fact that it might be quite easy to replicate your product? And the other thing, in one of the slides you've mentioned that one of the problems you're solving is the lack of workers. And I think the question might raise that this needs to still to be operated by a human. How does that solve the lack of workers? So maybe to make that point a bit stronger would be good.
Okay, answering to the question from the end of the latest question is about these vehicles, and yes, they are needed they are not automated because there are some needs they are willing to. I don't know how to answer. There are some problems you need to solve today, and this is the solution they are using today. They are needed yesterday. So right now there are some lack of employees, and using our solution, the productivity and the efficiency is increasing. So if you are using this solution, you can deliver more packages, letters as well, more than just using the regular solutions they are using today, or they are cargo bags, or they are push trolleys, or even walking. And about replicating our solution, right now we have a protected design, and right now we are also working on that. We can make some components by ourselves, so there will be some patent as well. So this is how we are working on it, and yeah, in Scandinavia there are several different kind of solutions that looks like a cargo bags, and they are classified as a cargo bags, but this is more classified as a cargo scooter. And as it is a stand-up solution, it's after the first tests also with Latvian National Post, which were actually tested by elderly postal lady. She was over 60, and she felt more and more stable using this solution, not riding the cargo bags, for example. And as the first test was in February, this solution was more stable, and they felt more comfortable using this solution than using other one. So this is kind of approval as well from the market that also elderly people are willing to use this solution as well.
Thank you. So we are moving further. The next participant with us offline the project called Varied Voltage. Anastasia, please, your applause.
Thank you. I thought we were going to be number 4, but okay. Could you please show the presentation? Thank you very much. We can move to the next slide. Okay, so what kind of problems we're trying to solve? The first problem is, as a customer, I want to have enough electricity so that I can turn on all my electronic devices at the same time. And on the other hand, I'm as electricity supplier, I want to reduce energy losses so that I can reduce my costs. So that's quite evident. Why can't we get it right now? Just because the electricity infrastructure and network is quite outdated and the costs for it in renovation are quite high. Next. Okay, so what is the solution? Is a power sharing device. It will provide missing energy amount by energy redistribution between consumers. In other words, we'll have a local electric phase balancer. Well, quite complicated. So what's going to be next after this device? It can be also smart. It means that we can collect data and we can provide our consumers with some recommendations on how they can be most effective in terms of their energy consumption. And we can provide our suppliers also with recommendations on how can they establish more profitable tariffs for their energy. Okay, next. So what is the problem about? Imagine this is a multi-story building, the old one, so each apartment has only one phase. The green blocks are the ones who consume less energy than electricity network can supply. The yellow ones have average consumption electricity, and the red ones are those who need more electricity than the network can provide. So you see the red square in the left lower corner. This is our local transformer. It is red because we have phase imbalance on this, so it is overloaded. The network is unstable, so you see here is the problem. Let's move next. So how we're going to save this, how we're going to solve this problem? We want to install our device in front of every apartment or maybe on every floor of the building so that it can rebalance and redistribute the energy between the apartments on the same floor, within the same building, and even maybe within several buildings in one region. So in this case, everything is okay. Our network is stable and a transformer is happy. Okay, let's move next. We're on hardware event. So here is the schema of how it should work. So the main idea is that the inverter voltage stabilizer should be on the basis of this device. It should have a microcontroller which should decide, okay, from which of the consumers I need to take electricity and to whom I should give them. In case somebody has not enough electricity. The microcontroller is going to be connected to the transceiver so that our devices can connect between each other and communicate. We can also have the possibility to connect our device for some accumulator or buffer or energy buffer in case, okay, everyone turns on all their electricity ovens and we don't have enough electricity and we're not able to share electricity between consumers. Okay, next. Yeah, there are some numbers. Let's go next. Okay, so our main competitors, who they are smart electrical panel producers. No, there are not that much of them. Tesla Powerwall, yes, might be a real competitor, and inverter producers, but inverter producers are not really smart, so they do not really solve the problem of redistribution. So yes, okay, we're building our device on the basis of the inverter, but still, normal inverter is not able just to do this redistribution of the energy. So let's move next. Okay, so what is the main strategy? So we consider that our main customers can be electricity suppliers and operators, individual households, so the people just who live in the village, for example, in their own building. In the future, these might also be building and construction companies. So what is like the first channel, sales channel might be, is that we can join Lithuanian program. In Lithuania, we have a renovation program that replaces the older electricity meters with smart electricity meters. So we suppose that we can join this program, and together with replacing our electricity meters, we can install our device into the old houses and in the old buildings. So this might be like the very huge first step of how we can introduce our device on the market. I see we're almost out of time. For the next steps, yes, we can move on and contact building and construction companies and install our devices for the new buildings. But I consider this as like the next step. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask about this plan, because you're mentioning B2G, B2B, while actually the customer is what you describe actually like gets the benefits of that, right? One of the benefits that you can not think too much about overloading, or you will have enough energy, right? And there could be some savings, as you mentioned at the very beginning. So can you a bit elaborate on this? At first, I found it that it's kind of B2G most probably, and B2C, and now I see B2G and B2B.
Well, technically, when we consume the energy, I'm not going to I'm going to the electricity supplier. I'm not going to somebody who sells some electricity meters or some other devices. So first of all, as a consumer, I contact the other company. That's why it's not there is no value for us to contact the directly consumers. We need to contact these companies, electricity providers, because they are the ones who are providing the support to the electricity network. They are the ones who are also interested in the stable work, so that I know that in Lithuania some electricity suppliers also provide insurance for innovation, not for innovation, but for the support of the electricity network. And for example, in this case, we can assure them, yes, our network is stable, it won't require lots of renovation and lots of support, so they can sell insurance without any concerns. So that's why I think that first of all, yes, B2B and B2G, because this is a governmental program, which one that I mentioned, that with this renovation thing, with the renovation of the electricity meters. That's why, yeah, definitely it's B2G, which I think like applies more question to us, but yeah.
Yeah, thank you for explaining that. I would say that the first story that you mentioned, it could be more focused on this, what you just said, and then everything else would even make a stronger point. So that would be just a suggestion.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, just wanted to add on that, well done. It's a very hot topic, obviously, energy. It's a good timing from the timing perspective. I think what you could also maybe, how you could enhance this presentation is showing a little bit of the sort of financials on the way how you're going to make money. What's the acquisition cost, and what lifetime value, and so on and so forth. That would really enhance it a bit better.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a really hot topic and very hard to explain to people who are not in this topic. And actually those visualization of green, yellow, it's very easy, but I see, okay. So my suggestion is when the next slide you show the problem and then the solution, just put your logo or put your name of your company there. So when you come, the problem is solved. With this, so just too strong, and then because you skipped the market, we do not, for the future investors, it's kind of not clear how you will get money, but we skipped the business model as well. So just because
focus
it's
more
not everywhere you can reach your B2G, and it's very important to understand, is it in Baltic or Scandinavia or wherever you go. When just I suppose you just had no time for team and your request.
Yeah, actually, I have a slide with open questions.
I'm pretty sure you have it. Yeah,
this is the hot topic for us.
This is thank you.
The next steps and here the team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, our next project is called Power Rail. Yes, Laura, please. This one.
Hello, everybody. My name is Laura. I represent company Viezo, and today I'm going to tell you about our solution, Autonomous IoT for Railway. Next. So what is our solution? So PowerL is cost-effective, safety-oriented IoT solution for wagon owners to reduce maintenance costs, avoid derailments, and increase their wagon availability. So a few facts about us. We established in early 2018 in Vilnius, Lithuania. We are a team of 8 professionals in the IoT field. We raised 1.3 million euros of investments, and we developed the most powerful PVDF material energy harvester in the world. Next. So this is our team, and what did we accomplish in 2022? Next slide. So we reached a revenue of 65,000 euros. We have 15 testing customers, and we have distributors signed in Australia, India, and North America. Next. So our solution, what is it and how does it work? So there's a wagon, 8 wheels, 8 sensors. All the sensors connect with each other throughout Bluetooth. They gather vibration and temperature data. They send the data throughout Bluetooth to the gateway, the little thing on the wagon. And the gateway sends the data to the cloud through LTE. Afterwards, it goes for our analytics, and then it goes to the customer throughout the software, and we can tell if there's an issue with the bearing or the wheel. Next, please. So let's dig a little bit deeper to the hard tech. So in the middle, you see an energy harvester. So this is our invention. So we convert vibrations into electricity to power the sensor, firstly. Secondly, the AI algorithms and analytics. So we gather a lot of vibration data. So we have to know, is it from infrastructure? Is it from the damages? So our algorithms and our analytics can tell through gathering a lot of data, what is it? Is it an issue from the bearings, from the wheels, or from the infrastructure and the design. So now this is the version 2 sensor, which is suitable for any axle box in the market. Next, please. So quickly, data science. Here you can see some bearing issues and wheel issues. The red peaks indicate issues on the bearings or on the wheels, and the green lines indicate that there's anything, that everything is all right. So basically, every day we can see only green ones in the market, because if we're talking about the bearings and the wheels, there's a bit different situation there. Next, please. Value proposition. So as I mentioned, our sensor can last for 12 years. So the value proposition is counted for 12 years also. So as you can see, the PowerL costs around 1.3 thousand euros, and avoidable spendings are around 3,600 euros. So the net savings per wagon is around 2,300 euros. So imagine a company owns around 8,000 wagons. So you can do the math how much money can save. Next, please. So competition, everybody has competition, so do we. But we have, we cover more markets. So a lot of competitors can cover only passenger markets, and we cover cargo also. Our installation time is only 30 seconds, which competitors, as you can see, 15 or 2 minutes. And we are the cheapest one in the market. Next, please. Impact, a really important thing to mention. We can reduce derailment risk due to equipment failure. We can reduce battery usage in the railway industry, of course, downtime and maintenance costs. Next, please. So about future, there are 8.5 million wagons in the world, so the market is not infinity and beyond. So, but it's not a problem for us. Our energy harvester can be applicable to any market where there are a lot of vibrations. So we can start from tool tracking to oil and gas or mining. Next, please. So this is what I wanted to tell you about our solution, Autonomous IoT for Railway. Thank you very much.
Julie likes you. The best comment for today.
Questions. 1.5 million euros, please.
Before the end of the day.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Thank you.
As I mentioned, everything what I talked about is for version 2. So we're closing version 1, and we need a lot of money for starting massive manufacturing. First of all, we have it for the first 1,000 units, but if we want to boost, you know, for our distributors in Australia and India, there are like millions of wagons there. We need more money to start, you know. So, and of course, for our analytics, we still need some money for that.
As we see it now, right? Is it easy to steal? Like, did you consider?
Yes.
Most probably you consider. So, how easy is it to steal?
Well, if you have the proper tools, it is easy. But the design is pretty secureable, because when the train moves and when it stands during the night, it's pretty difficult to see it because it's a really small black box. In this angle, I took the picture a bit like this, so you can see the holder. But actually, if you stand in front of the train, you can't really see it. It's quite small. It's actually the size like this. So, but yes, it's possible with the right tools. It's possible, but we never like have this kind of situation, and the sensors, 650 sensors, are running across Europe and Australia, so we didn't have this kind of situation yet. But we thought about it. We thought about different bolts, but it was too expensive at the moment, so we just changed the holder.
Thank you.
Yes, actually. I don't really know what people would do with the sensor, because it's compatible only for railways.
I'm just asking if the presentation is brilliant. Do you think about like a software product out of the whole data you're collecting? So I suppose that could be your future real product, like in several years.
Yeah, it's possible. We have a lot of ways to go. Firstly, like I mentioned, the solution, the energy harvester, so any vibration-based market, first of all. Second of all, we now are doing some projects with wagon owners which create their own gateways, but really smart gateways. So we want to connect our sensors to the gateways to track infrastructure damage. So that's another thing. So one step at a time. Actually, railways is a huge market, and we started in 2018, and we have lots to do. So we're just trying to make the best sensor, what we can do, you know, because there's a lot of issues there. We're gonna fix those issues there, and then we're gonna move somewhere else. Any other questions?
No. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The second participant joined to us online. It should be Alfia with the project Green Grows. Alfia, can you hear us? Try to say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes.
Is everyone? Arena? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ladies, my name is Alfia, and I am CEO and co-founder of agri-tech startup Green Growth. Our mission is to help farmers increase their yield and at the same time reduce chemical use by providing affordable and precise analytics. I personally was born in a countryside, and my parents were farmers. So this is why I know since my childhood all the pains and needs of the farmers. And I know that the biggest dream of them is to increase yield, decrease fertilizer and seed costs, and do it really sustainable. and one of the most effective way to optimize chemical input strategy is yield monitoring solution. But existing solutions are quite expensive and difficult to use. This is why we developed SaaS platform that in real time demonstrate the actual distribution of yield across the field. And the data we take directly from combine harvesters that with the usage of IoT devices that we manufacture by ourselves. The most valuable thing in data are benefits that our clients can get from the usage, and our farmers get hundreds of thousands revenue by reducing costs on fertilizers, seeds, by significantly reducing costs for soil analysis, and the last but not the least, every year any farmer does a lot of experiments on the field, and using our solution they can precisely validate the effectiveness of all of them. We were launched in 2022, and during a year we did a huge steps towards our success. First of all, we are operational profitable, so we earned 350K USD. We closed our pre-seed round with Latvian-based venture fund New Nordic Ventures. We signed a big contract with Latvian and Lithuanian dealers. We started to export it into 5 countries, and at the end of the last year, we passed one of the biggest American tech accelerator plug and play. So we were among 14 startups all over the world. Our market is huge. It's almost 2 billion USD, but in our midterm strategy, we are going to cover all agricultural machines, and this is how we will increase our market by 30 times. Of course, we have competitors, but our success is based on 3 main pillars. First of all, we are very user-friendly. You just plug and play, and that's it. You don't have to read dozens of instructions to get a real data, a real maps. Second, we are 5-7 times time cheaper than our competitors, and of course, we have more potential for scalability. We have quite ambitious plans for this year. First of all, we are going to increase more layers of data from satellite, from machinery. Also, we are going to enter new European countries. So we already have soft and hard commitments from a couple of big cooperatives and dealers on different markets, and we are ready to rock. So all of this were impossible without our dream team. I'm responsible for sales and business development. My partner is responsible for the whole technical chain from idea to the product. And I would like to pay attention on the third person in the slide. His name is Eloy. He was our first client in Spain, and after he used our technology, he liked it so much, so he decided to be our representative, our agronomist consultant, and he's doing a really good job on Spanish market. In October, in the end of September, in October, we are going to open our seed round, and it would be 2 million USD for product development, market expansion, and client tech support. At this moment, we have about 40% of soft and hard commitments from other funds, and our existing fund is ready to follow on. So thank you so much for your attention. I was happy to present today my pitch.
Jury are impressed, and there is no question. It's a big compliment, yes. The fascinating project. So if you have any additional requests or requests for speaking with some of our jury, we will connect with you. So thanks for your pitching and good luck.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Cool. 2 more projects we have. The next one is the project name AriCare, and Mirin should be with us. Marilyn, can you hear us?
Nadia, maybe you can take the floor if Marilyn remains silent. I see that you're here. Yeah.
Hi there, have everybody. But the first question, my product is more software. Is it appropriate to speak about that right now?
Yes, let's do it. We internally in the team decided that we need to give you the floor. So 5 minutes, you have the time for your pitch.
Okay, first of all, before I will start to show my presentation, maybe someone could count how much people in a whole have ever made an anxiety or some depression mood or something like that. Can you please raise your hands, and after that I will download my presentation. Paulina, could you please count how many people there are? I hear
Almost
some
all.
words like everything,
99%.
what, like, one moment, and I will show my presentation. So I hope is it seen in the screen. Maybe please give me some sign that it's seen.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So today, please welcome the comprehensive well-being AI companion. The name is OMI. My name is Nadia Domkovskaya, and I'm the CEO and the founder of that. And the main problem we should start with is, of course, the rising potential of the main problem. We have a rising number of the people who live with depression and anxiety situation in the world. But that's the only problem. That's not the only problem, but that's the only numbers. And we can say that's a kind of bullshit, or we all know about that. That's why the case study is more interesting. And the case is about, I am the person who you can find between your friends or through your relatives. And I was a person who, after the war started in Ukraine, found myself in a lower mood situation I've ever lived on. It was not only stress, but it was so high depression that I decided to find something new for the people who trying to resolve their mood and trying to find something new. But the main problem was that people who live with depression, it's very hard for them to find any source for solving that problem because they have very low energy to doing that. That's why we analyzed the market and understood that all the solutions the market proposed, they have no all-in-one solution which could help people with that in that position. That's why we analyzed the market, the whole market for the solutions which can manage with your well-being. It's 30 million. That's why we analyzed what we can do, and the solution was personal well-being companion. It is only an all-in-one app that diagnose, guide, track, and educate with AI AC data-driven experience. What we can do that? AC, it's artificial companion. It's based on AI, but it's artificial companion, which can provide emotional support. It's human-like, and it have 24 hours for 7 accessibility. what is the unique features of that solution could be there? That's the first of all, it's AI user profile analysis. It's entry profiling, omni analysis, and balance interactions. And the hidden technique here is that we can provide hidden analysis and analyze your, subconscious information and subconscious data you can have but do not even understand that you have as an owner. AI tracking. All the period, the human or the customer will be inside of that application. His continuous data will be processing and analyzing. Inside of it, we have not only specific services how to solve his problem, but all his behavior and all his steps of the customer will be analyzed, and it will be made with interactions with our artificial companion, who is human behavioring. Third thing, like a unique feature of that solution, that we have variable devices data analysis. That means that all the variable devices you have, they will give us all the data you cannot even know about, but we can analyze it and give a final solution how to improve your mood or something. And the unique feature, the killer feature, as we can say, is that we have all-in-one solution, which consists not only some kind of various calming practices or breathing exercises. It's more than just physical relaxation. It's a complex of physical, emotional, and spiritual exercises how to improve on your mood. And one of the least but not last unique features is that there will be expert moderated communities. So we know that yes, AI can move on all the people, and we can lose our jobs, but we know that no one will go instead of the real people with experience in therapies. That's why we would like to give a chance to all the therapists to be rock stars and to moderate the communities. So we know a lot about our main competitors. They are on screen. That's Sambella or WAS, but we stand out of innovation, and we know about what we can do better. So we have our track, and the first step we are in, it's a track of R&D. Now it takes 1 year for developing an MVP product to go further. Now we're looking for $785,000 now that we will make that for 12 months, and projected now for the end of that track 15,000 people. Our team consists of the people who are working and have experience at working with well-being and creating different products. So that's all. I'm open to your questions, and if you mind, I will close my presentation and see your eyes.
Thank you. Give a word to the jury.
Thank you for your presentation. I would like to ask, how do you choose the methods that you offer for your clients, and what could be the scale of participants or your clients? I mean, how deep they could be in depression that you would be able to help? Because you mentioned that there are different levels. So what's the medical part behind that?
Thank you for your question. So I have a few answers for your question. The first one, that there's a quite big difference from our competitors, that we want to solve problems not only for the people who need some treatment or who is in a deep depression. We want to propose something for people who just feel good for everyday life, but for some reason they want to improve their statement and to make their life better. That's the one main outcome I really want to emphasize that is different from the customers. That's why maybe I'm not answering your question. If it's not, please correct my answer or just correct your question, please. But I really want to make, we really want to make something which is different from our customers. It's a solution for people who want not only to solve or to resolve the problems, like they are ill or something like that, but how to be stable in their position and to maintain their good feeling in everyday life. Do we analyze, how do we analyze their income data, or if I'm right?
Yes, actually,
okay.
I wanted to...
For sources of analysis, it's 4 kinds of perception, how we analyze our data. First of all, it's a visual analysis, modern or future, sorry, I can see myself, that's quite disturbing. The modern possibilities of ChatGPT, which could be our first input data enter, they propose analysis of visual graphics and audio systems. And by the way, we can analyze not only gestures and providing accordingly to that analyze how people behave, but the sound of their voice. That was 2 perception types of analysis of the income data. Third one is a semantical analysis, when we follow the Massachusetts psychological analysis type methodology, which helps us with 534 questions, but load in only 5 questions, understand what is the natural status of the person. And fourth methods of analysis of the getting information was the behavioral analysis. That mean that when person comes in our ecosystem, in our insight system, and he makes some steps inside of it, we can analyze his behavior. That's why we have 4 kinds of perception of his data.
Thank you. And I'm sure you have thought about this, because this is a very, very sensitive data that you're collecting. And there's actually lots of privacy issues, red flags here. So you don't have to answer it now, because that would be a very big debate, but I just really hope that you have thought about it. And I did miss the slide which you could enhance this with your competitors and how you're different, because from what you've described, it sounds to me like an app that's very popular here in Lithuania that's called Mindletic. So just wondering how would you be different? Thank you.
Unfortunately, I did not hear about the example you told me about, but our main competitor is WOS. We know them, they are from Czech Republic, and they're quite similar with one sort of the proposal they have, because they have AI analysis of the behavior in, text-based behavior inside of their application. But what we're gonna do, we want to analyze not only textual behavior, but as well visual analysis and the voice analysis. That gives us priority at giving the starting analysis and making more clear analysis of the everyday behavior, everyday mood.
Yeah, I think we don't have more time, but in any case, thank you. Stay in touch. Yes. I hope right now Marilyn with us. Yes.
Yes. I'm so sorry, I missed my slot earlier. Can you hear me?
Yes. So the project name Aricare, Marilyn, what to you?
So let me just share my slides. Okay, I guess you can see this, right? Perfect.
Yes, yes, yes.
So hi, I'm Marilyn. I'm the co-founder and CEO of RE Care. So RE actually means water in Songhai languages, which are spoken in one of the driest regions on Earth. And really, water was something what is very important for us, and it's very important for them. And for us, it's really presented an opportunity to change something. So many people don't know that there is actually up to 95% of hidden water in the products we use on a daily basis, like shower gels, liquid hand washes, cleaning products, etc. So while we're cleaning ourselves and our planet, we're actually leaving the earth more dirty. And how we're doing this is we're wasting fresh water we can actually drink. We're increasing the plastic pollution problem, and we are contributing to the CO2 emissions, which basically means that we're transporting very water-heavy items from one country to another, which is actually completely unavoidable. So what we're developing is a new way of manufacturing everyday products as powder-based active ingredients, which basically means that we eliminated the use of water in the production phase, hence also in the transport phase, and the water will be added only at the place of consumption. Our products are organic and vegan, and so far we have developed foaming hand wash, liquid hand wash, and 2 types of body washes. But the plan is to expand our portfolio within the next 2 years to include all the personal care and cleaning products, what can be produced in a powder-based form. So our business model is B2B manufacturing, white label service for hotels and brands primarily. What that means is that we're targeting commercial brands who want to become more sustainable, providing refillable products and reusable dispensers, as well as looking at the hospitality industry, which is really interesting for us as the hospitality industry is very much under pressure to become more sustainable, yet they're also very much under financial pressure after the last couple of years. Next up is creating a RE fleet of mobile production units. This means that we're putting the production lines into the sea containers, and we can ship them anywhere to the client where there is electricity and water for local production, which decreases the CO2 emissions even more and makes it more sustainable. We simply don't ship water, and actually this changes a lot. So as you can see from here, we considerably reduce the water waste because most of the is then covering the products or holding the products. Also, we are cutting the plastic waste completely. We don't use any single-use plastic and significantly reducing the CO2 emissions. Our traction, so we sold our test batch to international hospitality brand, and we actually created a B2C product, what we're selling also in retailers currently, just to test the batch. We have got a lot of LOIs, and we also got a purchase order for almost $500,000 from a B2B client. Our USPs are really efficiency, low cost, and providing green credentials with that. So what we can do is we can provide organic products, fully sustainable products with the same cost than the hospitality brands or commercial brands would currently spend for completely generic products. So we can really tick all the boxes for them, plus the storage problem, which many hospitality brands have, because the real estate in cities is quite expensive. So the market size is rapidly growing, especially thanks to all the increased awareness around hygiene from the last couple of years. Also, the cleaning products market is actually showing significant growth, especially in the sustainable and organic cleaning products sector. So we are truly ready for producing the many brands who want to go on that path. We are projecting a revenue of 110 million euros by 2027 by having 2 production lines and 3 mobile production units in use. So with 1 production line, we can actually produce 450 tons of powder-based product per year, which is 100,000 euros worth of sellable product per day. So this is really counteracting the idea that we can't scale with hardware. Yes, we can. Our team is female-led. So Kelly is the one who is real visionary behind Ari. She created the product and worked with the scientists to create the first foaming hand wash we're currently selling. I stepped in, founder, CEO. So we're currently leading this this company together. We are in the middle of our seed round of 550,000 euros to accelerate the low-I execution and go-to-market strategy. Half of it would go towards the production line setup and the setup of a facility, so we can actually start the real production and start delivering to the clients who are already waiting. We are also keen to make some key hires, like a CTO and the sales manager. We don't have a CTO currently because we actually have a really amazing partner from Germany with 100 years experience in machine manufacturing, and we have been working with them. However, we are patenting the method, we're patenting the machine, and this patent will be ours. From the seed round, we have already raised 134,000 euros. Of a year, 2022, by Cleantech Estonia, and we also won the Protodrone Green Badge last year. So this is us. Thank you so much, and I'm ready for any questions you might have.
Please.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. It's really nice. Just I'm curious how your product does look like.
So it comes in a powder form, and for the B2B clients, we're packaging it in craft paper sachets in the size they need. So basically, let's say the hospitality industry or the hotel client, they use 5-liter canisters. We would package it in craft paper exactly for that size of canister. So that amount of water. The B2C product we currently have in stores, I don't have it with me, but it comes in an aluminum dispenser, and they have free refills. So basically it's a starter kit for foaming hand wash with 1 dispenser and free refills in aluminum tubes. But the powder itself, it looks like just like white powder, like washing powder, basically.
Thank you.
I just wanted to compliment about the B2B white labeling and the fact that you putting a patent on it. I think that's a really big market. So very good luck for you.
We really need that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Your applause. So finally, we have one more pitch. The team decided just recently. No. Okay, good. Please come to us. The project name is Strato 3D. Yes, am I right? Please. Your support.
Hello, so I'm Beatrice, and today I'm presenting large-scale 3D printer for construction industry. Next slide. So buildings generate around 40% of global CO2 emissions. Next slide, please. And only 9% of world's plastic is recycled. Next slide. And the world faces huge housing crisis and needs around 100,000 of new homes every day. Next slide. So Strato, our team have developed one of the biggest 3D printers in Baltics and in one of the biggest in Europe that can print from recycled plastics, bioplastics, and biopolyurethane developed as well by us. and could be used for construction industry as well. Next slide. This is our team. We are eco-enthusiast innovators and have created various sustainable innovations in construction field. We have experience in real estate development, B2B sales, digital constructions, mechatronics, and robotics. Next slide. We are not alone in our journey. We are creating this innovation together with universities, and we are have a strong partner with Contech and PropTech community in Lithuania. So how does it look, printed house? So we are printing polyurethane as an insulation, and we are printing armature from recycled plastic. It's 70% cheaper, it's 50% cheaper, 70% faster, and almost fully automated. Why we are different? Our solution is different because it's insulated, could be lightweighted, and zero waste. Next slide. So we are enabling complex geometry buildings, and with the help of generative design and AI, we are enabling totally new architecture. Next slide. So our business plan is simple, as we have developed hardware and software, so we are selling technology solution and building microfactories on joint venture-based agreements with universities, with corporates, or with real estate developers who wants to print houses or give printing services. Next slide. So now we have 50,000 euros in the pipeline for on-demand printing services, talking to potential clients for technology sales, and 5 long-term potential contracts. Yeah, next slide. So this is a few our ongoing orders that we are printing now. Thank you, next slide. And 3D printing in general is growing very fast as an industry, as a market, and distributed almost evenly globally, and especially in construction industry, where we need efficiency and speed, and there is a lack of labor shortage. So the solution is good answer to it. So in 2025, Dubai is planning 25% of printed housing. Next slide. So this year we are going to finish our R&D phase and to print wall elements with our 3D printer for the first 3D printed house in the Baltics. Next year we are going to develop bigger real estate project, and to expand globally to US and Canada and other markets. Next slide. So why we're different? Most of our competitors, we are printing with concrete or with plastic. So we are offering solution that prints with recycled plastic and biopolyurethane, offering lightweight, insulated solution that could be complex geometry forms. Thank you, next slide. So what do we have? We have hardware, software, biomaterials, all developed in Lithuania. We have received the EU grant and angel investment, 900,000. We have technology and printer, and we are seeking for 250,000 to finish R&D phase and go to the commercialization. Next slide. So we are in Vilnius, and one live visit can replace hundreds of pitches, so please come and visit us. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And what about the level of houses? So you're going for houses, so there are levels like B, A+, and all these. So do you know like what which level are you going for, or what are the characteristics of the specification of the built house?
So first of all, now we are developing the sandwich and wall elements for one-store residential house. So I think it would be in few years that we would develop multi-store buildings. Yeah, but all wall elements are being tested in Vilnius Tech University, and until now we are telling that it's too strong. So it might be used for multi-store buildings in the future.
And what are the characteristics, like what are the possibilities, or like can it change absolutely concrete or just partially?
Well, now I cannot go back to the slide of sandwich. If you go back. So I will explain. Yeah, no. Yes, here. So here is polyurethane printed armature, and we are filling with geopolymer, which we also have developed, and which is like green concrete, but you can also fill with normal concrete, with standard. So it's like it's a bone that holding all the structure. It's very strong, but it's being filled on site. So the structure is lightweight, and from the factory to the site, you are transporting light structure.
Thank you very much. Just probably silly question, but is it healthy for people to live in this house?
Well, if you do all requirements, if you build with ventilation and heating, yes.
Okay.
Because it's very well insulated, so it can be used in harsh climates, let's say in very cold climate, very hot climate. And today we had a talk from US, one company wants to build in desert, and they're asking, is it okay? So it's okay, yeah.
So the climate was my next question, because of the market, and just to understand if you can be cooperate with Nikita and her Trashify and
yes,
make a good partnership there.
That's true. Actually, we have some cooperations with companies who are sorting plastic and asking us to help them to use the plastic that is not usable anymore. Yeah, so we are doing this R&D as well.
Just, I'm pretty sure you thought it through, because you are moving to US market, and probably there is some kind of competition very different from the Baltic states, and the requirements because of the, I don't know, some specification regulations, they are different, and I'm pretty sure you work on this, and because it's always hard to move hardware and the big printing machine to another market, and so.
Well, it's a tool, and our tool can print according to local regulations, and US has already done some job in 3D printing of the houses in terms of regulations. So we are just, you know,
I'm just
taking some
the question
regulations.
is it easier for you to go to the mostly regulated market, or it's easier for you to go to less regulated market?
Well, if we are comparing with US, of course, in US it's already well-known solution, and there are some competitors who are working there, and regulations helps us enter the market, because in Lithuania, for example, we don't have regulations, so we are solving the different way of yeah, probably in some years, yeah.
But market is not so big like in US.
No, but we are heading to European and US markets, yes.
Great. So if we don't have any questions, applause to our last participant. I think this is all. Just quick update that all our participants will get the presents from one of our partners, IPAM company. It's access to educational courses We will coordinate with each and every participant and manage these things. And by the end, we have to say a few words. First of all, many thanks to our jury for your time and patience. Many thanks to our participants who make a brilliant presentation today about what is going on with our topic. And of course, thanks to all of you that you spend your time at Friday evening and come to us. Thank you and see you soon. Sorry, this is not the end.
Yes, we already like 30 minutes more. Sorry for that. But that's not it for today, because we are having after party at Grey Restaurant. It is Pilis Street, if I pronounce that correctly, 2. So I made the reservation for the amount of people who put yes in the registration form that you would love to join the dinner. So it's still possible to do that. We are not covering the expenses of this dinner. Thank you for this slide. Yes, that is exactly how it looks like. So the secret code that you need to pronounce is my name. My name is Paulina. That's how I made you learn my name. And yes, so you already can come there. We are not organizing the transfer, meaning that we can order the taxi for everyone who is coming there. So we can just gather all around there and order the taxis together, just to, you know, to put ourselves in one cars and go there. So yeah, thank you from my side. It was absolutely experimental format, I think. And like short story behind it is that I went to TechChill, and I was so inspired by the report, which was made by Riga Tech Girls. And thank you very much, Lena, for coming. It's like a big thing for us to bring the speakers. Like, oh my God, it's super special. And yeah, hopefully Bridgio will develop this female thing further. We already discussed with Lena some possible ways, some possible events. So if someone of you present here have any kind of ideas of the events that you want us to make, or maybe you have your own idea, please approach me or write me. You have my contact details. I'm really so excited and so inspired by our today's event. So thank you very much for coming and supporting us. Thank you.